This is the Negro Ninja, and today I'm going to talk about why you are actually correct to despise females that only want a dude with money or, some dudes with a job. Okay? Because you have to just think about this. Okay, just think about this scenario to where I just basically got fired for, well, let go. We don't need anyone. We gotta, the work is just too easy. We just don't want you, but we're gonna keep your incompetent coworker. Okay, so just think about that right there. And it's kind of funny because I decided to do this while I'm wearing the same jacket that got me basically let go. Okay, nigga sitting up there looking. Hmm. And I just found a reason to let me go. But that's really funny. Okay, so just imagine that. Do you see the struggle in just keeping a job just for doing nothing? You just for no reason. And they can just let you go at any given moment just because they just don't like the fact that you're sharpening them. Okay. They don't like the fact that you just look so content. Look at how peaceful he looked. And we can't figure out a way to make it hard for him. We just got to get him up out of here. So just imagine that. And you just out there and about. Okay, and you tell a chick, like some chicks have done me like this too. They'll talk to me until they realize, well, like, yeah, I ain't got no job. Then they'll just disappear. They'll vanish right then and there. And they'll find a way, and they'll just walk off or something. Like some of them hoes will do you like that. Okay, like when I was in college, a chick did me like that. She was like, she walked off or something, just a bitch. Okay, but right there, that speaks more about them than it does even about the people that is doing what I said at the beginning. Okay, because think about this. You despise somebody very much. You're talking about this person behind their back because you need to vent. You know that dumb motherfucker just let me go for wearing a jacket that was smooth? And okay, so just imagine yourself telling somebody that and they validate the person for firing you for this. What would you think as a Negro? Okay, well, you have to understand, some people just don't like when, they feel as if you're trying to be better than them. Like if they say anything that is not talking shit about them if they're not saying anything that is putting them down there, that's a done deal. Why would you want to sleep with a motherfucker that will sleep with your enemy? That's just like me just talking about dusty motherfuckers. You'll be very surprised at how many women will actually try to get at your throat. But talking about a ghetto dude or dusty motherfucker, that's a red flag right there. You should be able to talk about people. And it should bring a woman closer to you. You should be able to talk about your struggles. That should make her love you more. You're a strong man. Look at all you have to go through. It should make a bitch flee. Okay. Okay, because she's already showing not only disloyalty, but she's showing the fact that she's a coward. Okay. Now let's just break it down even further. It's not about the money. She don't give a fuck about the money. I have seen too many inferior motherfuckers prosper with hoes growing up. Motherfuckers that don't have a dime to their name, walking around borrowing dollars from everybody, always leeching up off a hoe, always staying at a place, degrade her, belittle her, but he need to drive a car and all this type of stuff. Okay, so it's clearly not about the money. It's about making your life harder. Okay, just about agreeing with things that simply inconvenience you, because that same bitch will even cheat on a dude with money for them type of niggas. Okay, and that's really what it's all about. Okay, imagine yourself beefing with somebody that just bullies you in school. Okay, and the next day you find out that he fucked the bitch that you was dealing with. Okay, you're bullying the person that I love. Okay, that's what's going on. How would you feel as a Negro? Like I say, I can't trust men that even try to validate that type of shit anyway. Well, money makes the economy run. And it's okay for her to want a man with money. Okay, we don't want nobody that's gonna make our lives harder. You think that I would want to get with a chick that's in debt? Okay, okay, that makes sense. But I would have to know why she's in debt. Is it because she's irresponsible? I would have to know why if I decided to get with her. And if I notice that she's irresponsible with money and this type of shit, that'll be a no no. I would have to know her struggles. Okay, who put you in that situation where you sabotage? You know, that type of stuff. All right. Because you got to understand, like, many chicks don't even have their own mind anyway. Okay, it's all just it's spiritual warfare anyway. So whatever you don't have is what I'm gonna say that I want, and whatever you want, I mean, my bad, and whatever you have, I'm gonna say I don't need, or I'm gonna say it's too much. I've been through that a lot. All right, once again, here's a classic example. You know, just like I said, the high school shit, how the hoes was acting like bitches. What can your six pack do for me? Or they just wouldn't really acknowledge it. They was acting like it was nothing. Then when I started adding them on Facebook and seeing them share pictures of dudes with muscles that don't even have a physique as good as mine, that right there just told me right there. Okay, look at how fit he is. I'm like, but I was fit. Why was you acting so funny towards me? Spiritual attacks. You can't trust these type of bitches. Okay, it is not what they want or don't want. It's just them fucking with you. Okay, the enemy, okay, has female clothing. Okay, that same motherfucker walking around staring at you like this. Okay, same spirit. They the same, but just with a pussy. Okay, and that's what a discernment comes in at. You know how they say the wolf in sheep's clothing, bitching, a nigga in bitch's clothing, or I should say a hating ass nigga in bitch's clothing. Okay, and the fact that people have to make articles talking about couples, you shouldn't compete with each other. You should love each other. That right there is proof enough right there. Okay, because when you get around the opposite sex, you know, things just supposed to get smoother because, oh, that's just a girl. Okay, I could just chill. It shouldn't be no, oh, that's a girl, but I gotta watch my back. She trying to outdo me. Okay, that don't make sense, but that's how it is. All right. Now, once again, this is something that you may struggle. Oh man, it's so hard to keep a job. They just keep hating on me. I'm just trying to work, and there's always some bullshit up in there. Okay, and then a chick, well, you don't have this. Okay, then on top of that, just the concept of you having to sweat, especially if you was working hard jobs. Because I remember I was thinking that shit when I was doing that real hard ass job at Coca Cola. And I'm like, this bitch telling me I need to have this. You know how much work it took to get this out of them goddamn cans? So that made me despise her, you know, or just the concept of chicks that think like that in general, even more than I already did before. Okay, you got to pay for the day. Oh, I got to work extra hours to make sure I can take this bitch out, or work extra hours to make sure. I'm like, fuck you. I ain't thinking about you. Like, what are you doing? You just sitting up there living in comfort while I got to struggle? Fuck you. Okay, so that's deep, you know, struggling on a hard job and then maybe struggling if you don't have a job because they want to be a hater. Women should never love the things that make it hard for you. Okay, they just shouldn't. I don't know if I used the bully example in this video, but once again, let's just take it a different route a little bit. Somebody that just causes you strife. Every time you look around, this person over here slandering your name. Person always doing something that make people just look at you like this. And you go over there and you talk about him to her, and you find out that they slept together. Okay, not only are you going to despise this woman, but you might risk doing something to incriminate yourself to both her and him. Okay, now y'all remember that story, that Reddit story that I let play about these two dudes that didn't like each other. And the chick was fucking the one guy that was telling the story. You know, that was friends with benefits, but he didn't know that she was dating that dude. So he used bro code and he basically said, hey man, you know this bitch was doing this. I didn't even know, bro. Bro code, his righteous indignation flared up, you know, and basically told that bitch to get up out of his life. And like I said, I don't want to say what she did, okay? But she deserves death for that shit. Okay, I forgot which video it is, but you go if you've been watching my shit, you gonna find it. You ain't gonna appreciate that shit when you hear it. I'm gonna tell you that now. But that's what you'd be thinking about doing to that type of woman. You're gonna think about, it just don't make any sense. All right, and I know there's gonna be a very difficult concept for a lot of young people. Like I said, I've always been around toxic motherfuckers growing up, so I already know how that is. Everybody around you, you saying what you don't like. Well, that's just the way it is, man. You're gonna have to get used to it. That's just life. Yeah. Even your family do that shit. So there is no rest from it, unless you can just get people that's completely different. That's why if anything, that whole comfort zone saying would apply to people like that. Why would you want to be comfortable in some shit like that? Okay, and for the most part, when people say comfort zone, it's really what you're used to, not what's actually make you comfortable. You got to get up out of some shit like that. Okay, that's why the man should leave his parents and cling on to his wife, and vice versa. And that's another reason why I can never love a woman that is overly in love with her family. And I even did a video talking about that, where Jesus himself basically says that himself. When you worshiping Jesus, you can't love your family. Okay, you can love your family, but you're not going to put them over God and Jesus. Otherwise, what's the point? Then you're a narcissist. All right, and once again, before I forget, let me just go ahead and say the fat thing. They want women to tell you this type of stuff. Man, you need to have income. That's life. You got to have income. Nobody's denying that, but I'm saying, what if society or principalities is just making it to where people in these positions to give you a shot at income, making it difficult for you to do? Let's just pull the rug away from you right real quick. Okay, do you want that type of woman? She already showing you that she is not on your team to begin with, because she would be into you and say, fuck it. Now remember, God didn't put Adam on this earth with a dime in his pocket. Okay, Cain and Abel didn't have a dime in their pocket, but they still had wives. Adam had two of them. Okay, so and Eve still followed him around while they was going through misery in the flesh and blood body, getting used to the misery of being in one. Okay, and she still was with him. Okay, she didn't go to a dude that had, well, he got a tent built. Let me go with him. It's just unacceptable on every level. And you can't trust dudes that are around you that'll flat out tell you, well, that's just the way it is. What type of friends are those? They're most definitely agents. They're basically telling you that they most likely is paid to talk to your ass. Okay, they working for somebody that's paying them money to mislead you with stupid shit like that. Any dude that thinks like that is saying money is worth more than himself. He's not even a heterosexual. Yes, I said it, motherfucker. You ain't straight for thinking that, because you'll do anything. If it takes you sucking a dick to get some money, that's what your dumb ass most likely is gonna do. All right, and you already know, talking about money and this type of stuff is gonna go into the fat acceptance debate. Okay, they will say that and say, well, you can't really talk about the way a woman looks. Those are her struggles. Last time, let's look up the definition of the word struggle. All right, the first definition: make forceful or violent efforts to get free of restraint or constriction. A forceful or violent effort to get free of restraint or resist attack. Okay, it sounds like you bitches is only struggling to stay skinny. Okay, they making forceful or violent efforts to get free of the skinniness. Okay, niggas are struggling, to just keep steady income due to foul play. Well, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Sabotage and all this type of stuff, and just jealousy. Okay, and once again, think about how the people that women will offend, like all that type of stuff, you got to be perfect. Okay, yeah, they'll get mad when you're talking about other motherfuckers. But these are the same things that she would side with people on if they were saying it about you. Okay. If she was, oh, he ain't about shit. Well, you can't just say that. Not everybody can be like you. The Negro Ninja ain't about shit. You know what? I saw his videos, and every word that come out of his mouth is bitches and hoes. Like, women or people to, they'll just find a reason. Okay. But they'll always defend somebody that is insignificant. Okay. So that right there just proving that whatever you like, okay, and she does not exalt, okay, oh, I think that women should be in shape. It shouldn't be no argument about fat acceptance at that point or every woman is beautiful. That's another red flag. I had this pause for a minute, so I forgot what I was talking about, but I do remember that struggle definition. All right. So they think it's okay to flee from niggas that struggle to eat, but they want a nigga to stay with a bitch that struggles to be skinny. All right. Once again, if you like something, there should be no war against it from bitch. What you hate, she should not be exalting. All right. Well, everybody need money. Like, yeah, everybody need money though, but what they got to do with love? Now, I was trying to find the scripture. I did it. I was talking about this in an old video, but there's a scripture in the Bible that flat out says that all that is a cop out. They said that a woman will be with a man with regardless of what he have. That's somewhere. I think it was in Corinthians or something. But they don't want to read that scripture. All these hoes want to read scriptures. Well, they want to gloss over the scriptures that's talking about their place and etc. But they'll never exalt scriptures about real love because it ain't talking about money then. But they probably gonna go in there and try to find scriptures and then say it is when it's not. All right, but I gotta bounce in a minute, so I'm finna wrap this up. Okay, it's okay for you to despise women that go against things that just utterly just pisses you off. I mean, my bad. That's not what I wanted to say. That does not go against things. It's you have the right to despise women that side with things that utterly pisses you off. Is what I meant to say. And this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.